8,
9,
10.
Yes,
Good evening, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Around the Way Curls, another podcast, showing up and showing out just like we always do.
Oh, yes, I liked it. I did.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh no. Oh
How are
no,
you?
we should try to do the podcast.
Hello, how are you?
like
Can we
this.
talk like this the whole entire time? Could you do it?
I feel like they would turn it off, Shanti.
Would you? Shawnee, good day.
Good day, cheerio. Hip hip.
Is that rude?
It's hip hip cheer. Whoa, are we being racist?
Not racist. Are we
It wouldn't be
being
racist. Are we being nationalists?
My apologies.
Tricky.
Isn't it?
My apologies. All right, mate. I'm mixing up mad different ones. Anyway, go ahead. Hi.
It's December 1st, and my birthday's coming up. I don't know what to do. And I'm feeling
Blue.
not blue, but I'm feeling like
I was just trying to rhyme.
I don't know what to do. I feel like for the first time in many years, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get people together. But then I'm like, what?
Do you want a birthday party? It's too late now. But do you want us to throw you one?
Not a birthday
One
party,
day?
but I was thinking of just like giving folks hours that I would be at like a cocktail place and just come through. We have drinks and that's it. Like people come and go. I don't want it to be sit down. I don't want to have to rent out a place because I am in poverty. Impoverished. So I cannot rent out a place.
No, I think that's nice. What day are you going to do it? Am I invited?
Would you come? It's so
Excuse
far
me?
away. It's so far. I'm thinking about it.
But what day would you do it? Would it be a weekend?
A weekend. You're like, oh, I can't come in.
No, that's not. It's perfect. I'm waiting for you to. You would not invite me to your birthday party?
Of course, Antoinette. Don't make up strange stories.
But why would you think it's too far for me to come and celebrate your birthday?
Because there's been birthdays that we have not come up to see you. So
True. Fuck your birthday.
if you are far between from me,
True.
there's been very,
So I'll
very,
come.
very few.
Because love is transactional.
Anyway,
Here we
Queen,
go.
I'll let you know. 17th, 18th, 17th, 16th?
What day is the 16th? Can it not be on a
Friday
Friday?
or Saturday? Saturday
Okay,
or the 17th?
Could be on a Friday. You're not going to do it at like 7, right? What time would you do it? Like, you're like,
Yeah.
how much later? No,
Like
then
7?
obviously I can't drive
Oh,
down
like
on a
9 to
Friday.
like 10? 9
9
to,
to 10.
9 to like 12?
You showing that age, girl.
Wow.
She said 9 to
You'll have an
9:30.
hour to come through and kick a glass. I will be going.
In the bed. Good night.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, do it like 9 or 8:30. You can say 8:30. Nobody will get there until 9.
8:30. Okay. Get
All right, you're-
fucked up. Just
And
kidding.
you don't want anybody to organize this for you? You want to just do it yourself?
I just don't know the place to do it. And all the places require you to spend like, there's one place. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. But there's
Okay.
one place, but everybody that I know goes to this place that has a birthday. Like I've been there twice to celebrate other people's birthday. And I'm like,
All right, we'll talk. In other news for me, I am in a current battle with fruit flies. And
oh
I'm
my
losing.
God. It is a
I am
December 1st.
losing.
Why is that what happens?
Well, let me tell you what had happened. Jade of all Jades was so kind. She was kind enough to come and feed Blue while Blue was here while I was home with my mom. Jade of all Jades was also kind enough to make my bed, and she even did the dishes in my sink because
Aw.
I left out of here in a tizzy. She also cleaned my bathroom, which
What?
was really sweet too. Well, I don't know if she
took it
cleaned
too
it.
far. I feel like now she's judging you.
No, No, I think I told the story. I was in the tub when I got the call about my mom. And so I never let the tub water out.
No.
And I think that she, the very least, did that. And then probably I think I just had shit everywhere from being in there and then rushing out. All I'm saying is it looked different than when I had come back. Also, I realize how much I move and how much it makes. And I'm sure all in the mic. I'm sorry.
No clothes on. It's cold. It's also December 1st and
I have Project on. No, I have on the sport. All right, so I'm gonna finish my story with Jade, and I'm gonna come back to that. Anyway, Jade did all that, but there was one thing of trash. You know that little garbage can that I take out every day? It's the little one by my sink for the actual food.
Compost.
That was the one thing she missed.
The worst thing.
The worst thing. When I got back, I said, "What in the?" And I too was like, "Is it summer? What's going on?" Fruit flies everywhere. I've left out vinegar. I've sprayed. I've gone crazy. I've killed a bunch of them, but they're still.
You have a little hanging sticky thing?
No. I guess I have to get that.
You have to try that.
All right. Well,
they don't really like the vinegar. That's a lie. When people tell me that, I'm like, yo, if you don't shut the fuck up, because that doesn't work.
Oh, it's very aggressive.
I apologize.
And the reason why I have this sports bra on.
Okay, go back. Bringing it back.
Is because I have Project Heat, because I could live in the projects. And then I also wear this. This is my heavy duty bra. Look on Patreon.
Strong as hell.
It has. Oh, this is what She Fit. It's a free ad for She Fit. But you go nowhere in this bra. Did you just see?
I did.
Like you're strapped in. There's also a strap in the back. It's great. And I wear this bra every morning. It's the first thing I put on to remind myself you have to work out. And I've worn this bra and not worked out for the past 4 days in a row because I have had shit. I have literally been working up until like 11 o'clock. And so I just sit in this bra and then I take it off at night and judge myself for not completing the workout. And I probably only did like 2 planks today in the middle of calls. I am still hopeful that we will finish this. Oh no, it's 10:30. We just started. Rinse and repeat. I will feel shame later.
Thank you for sharing that spiral with us. And we hope that it's disrupted soon. Ashe.
Amen.
We got some.
Go ahead.
Emails?
Voicemails?
Voicemails? Are we okay? We apologize. I'm sorry. We're not on our best behavior. We're struggling. We're trying our best. You guys are witnessing athletes. You don't even fucking know.
There it is. Listen, the fact that you say emails, you got some emails?
Yes, not me taking initiative and being wrong.
That's why it's funny. I said, what in the fucked up transition? Okay. All right. Here's the first voicemail.
Hey, Antoinette and Shanti. This is Kamara. I wanted to call in reference to the episode you all did on November 14th, where Shanti went to Georgia and got to connect with the working whites. I really wanted to call in on this one because I'm an engineer. I've been working as a chemical engineer for the last 12 years, and I've been in factories, across the U.S., in Georgia, Boston, Texas, and even internationally in Brazil and London. And so I feel like working in factories in the U.S., you really get to see that group and see their dynamic and almost understand kind of their plight. When I was working in Boston, it was actually around the Obama years, from the Obama years into the Trump years. And, of course, a black female working in South Boston, that can always be a little tricky, as you say. But at the same time, it was really interesting to watch how some of that same demographic kind of got caught up within Obama's message of hope, and then sitting and watching these same people get caught up in Trump's message. And I feel like Democrats have kind of missed the fact that both messages were around hope for this community. This group has watched their jobs go overseas. Sometimes I've seen them have to train people from other countries on the equipment that's going over there to that country. Same group also has been severely impacted by the opioid crisis. And so they've watched these jobs go away. They've watched their people kind of waste away and, not really have been able to get a foothold again. And at the same time, within the factories, they're also watching these Black and brown immigrants come in who have been trained in their own countries and start to replace them. And they're concerned because their sons and daughters aren't getting into these positions because they don't have that same trade skills that they had. So I really feel like it's a complicated issue, but it's one that if the Democrats really want to win this group, they need to bring it back to hope and bring it back to showing how they can bring some of those jobs back. There is the opportunity, especially around, the chip shortage and semiconductors, but it's going to require the training, and so they really need to get tight on that messaging. Also, I would highly suggest you all getting your ass ate. It is so great. Have a good one.
I thought she said getting ads. I said,
no,
you dropping lots of gems. She said,
first of all, duality is a thing. I was listening to her like, wow, she's brilliant and didn't say once. And it's just really conveying her thought in a very constructive way.
Oh.
It was beautifully put, no?
Succinct.
I thought to myself, why does she listen to us? Anyway.
Stop.
No, her point, it's a beautiful point. And anyway, go ahead.
It's a beautiful point, but I think I'm scared to say, and I don't know anything about the factory industry. I would love to hear more about that, but I don't know if those jobs are coming back. And I don't know if it's hope that needs to be sold to these people or the reality of how capitalism takes advantage of people's labor.
Well,
it's a class issue at this point.
I think maybe what she's saying is they can be told that, but there has to be with that message of hope, there has to be some kind of solution for
Democrats have to address that.
Right.
And that I don't know if they're ready to have I think they truly don't have an answer at this moment.
Yeah.
Because to get them the jobs back would mean that you have to pay them higher wages than you're paying the people overseas, which would fuck up the corporations. Which
no,
would
I don't
be
think those jobs are coming back, but they're not coming
back.
Yeah,
they're not coming back.
Then their messaging has to be, well, we help people in your position.
How?
We provide more welfare resources.
Healthcare and welfare. Yeah. And niggas don't want that. They want an American dream. They want to pass they want their kids to get skills. It's really scary. And I think we're at the brink of we're seeing it now with how that's a huge demographic, first of all, how they are being allured by the social, I don't know the word, cat and mouse that the Republicans do, because the Republicans aren't talking about those facts either, but they're trying to do this whole social thing, enticing them, saying your ethics, your legacy, your American, traditions, we're not going to take that away from you. Anyway, it's a long conversation to have. We don't have to get into it, but it is fascinating to say the least. And those are probably one of the most powerful demographic in America right now to influence.
I couldn't agree more. And I think you hit the nail on the head definitely when you said they don't want that. They want the American dream. And I think that's a huge misstep for Democrats, is that they always talk about the aid that they're going to get you for when you're poor.
For you being poor. Yeah.
And don't nobody want to be poor.
Right. We ain't changing how the economy works right now, bro.
All right. Here's another one. Ooh, play.
Hello, ladies. I've called before. I say the same thing. You guys have always been really supportive, and so has the Around the Way Curls community. Always really nice, kind words. So I want to pour back into you guys in whatever way that I can. I just finished listening to episode, I want to say it was 222. And the one caller said that you guys never really followed up about the writing thing. And not to toot my own horn at all, I feel like I'm pretty good with that. No one has ever complained. If anything, I've gotten great reviews, not to make myself sound, loose, but I enjoy a nice adult time. And a couple of tips I'll give is that I know Shanti mentioned like loosening up and stretching your lower back. I think that's very important. I think that I work out a lot, so whatever, relatively. And I think that your leg strength is also something that people should focus on. Just whenever you go into the gym, making sure you do those leg extensions, those squats, those leg presses and things like that. Because I feel like being able to, hoist yourself up and hold yourself up steady so you can keep that rhythm is really important. How I see it, and I read this in the book, you want to make them feel the way you want to feel. And I know I like a slower, passionate, but intense sexual experience. And I try to convey that, unless told otherwise. I know some people like a little faster, a little more, whatever. Unless told otherwise, or we're drunk, or whatever the case is, that's how I like it. So I guess, whatever. You sit down ever so slightly, that initial insertion is very important, so you want to make sure you savor that. And catch a nice rhythm. If you need to hold yourself up with the backboard, just make sure you're not, pressing yourself too far down. But I think it's really important to be intentional about how high you're going up and how low you're coming down, making sure when you come down, you're really in there. And as you're coming back up, you're almost coming off, so that the tip, when you kind of enter back in, it's that kind of same feeling of the initial insertion of the, ooh, you know what I mean? And, rhythm obviously being a really good thing, and if they can hold on to you, and then the whole smacking the ass thing. But I think the leg strength is really important, and just being able to keep that rhythm, like a kind of waves. And like I said, just making sure you're making them feel, or keeping in mind to make them feel the way you'd want to feel. Like I said, I like a passionate, slower, and just kind of a nice rhythm. I don't really listen to music. Sometimes TV's on in the background, but I've never had any complaints. I can go into a little more detail if that's not descriptive enough, but I hope that helps. Bye.
The fucking range of this this is probably one of the proudest moments that I've had as a co-creator of this the fucking range of this podcast and the community
with you.
is amazing. I said,
agree.
Fuck it up.
I love her.
Yes, legs. She said the initial insertion. Yeah, using the words too. Not when you put it in. She said insertion. Oh,
you are so funny. Also, you did not write down the timestamp. You had one job
of each and every one of them.
Yes.
Damn. All right, I got the next one. Let's go.
I would like to thank that caller, though, because I appreciate that. I know my legs ain't what they used to be, child. The knees hurt.
My knees hurt, too. I get high, and I'll be like, I get high, and I'll be like, I'm dying.
Like, wow. Hold on. I'm almost up. She talking about it was very important to understand how high you're coming up because you want to basically arouse the tip.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
What?
Maybe I do need a small penis because I don't feel like going up. Not I don't feel like, but I don't know if this left knee can do it now. Yeah, I'm playing.
We got girl. You know what you can do is offer us some exercises. Give us 2 exercises that we could do to strengthen our legs and stretch our backs.
She did. You didn't hear her?
What'd she say? Leg extensions?
Yeah, like in the gym.
What's that?
Like your quads, your leg extensions.
Oh, right. Thank you. Did I listen to what you said? I apologize.
I don't know. All right. Next one. She said the fucking range of this podcast. Okay. Oh, God. I'm scared. Oh, no. We're going to skip that one. We'll come back to it. So sorry. I have to search. Okay. Ready?
Hey y'all. This is Letitia, calling from Dallas. Why am I calling y'all on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, talking about Jonathan Majors? So I thought about y'all because I listened to Dan Lake's podcast, and they interviewed this man, right? And I feel like I have cracked the code on him. Very good interview, by the way. If y'all have not listened to it, I encourage y'all to. But Jonathan is from Dallas, right? And listening to him talk, he, was talking about all the staple places that everybody in Dallas know about, how he grew up. And, so it's like, damn, how you end up with this white woman?
Oh. Damn, she was about to get into it. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? But he spoke about his education and his upbringing, and I just feel like it makes sense to me how you ended up with this white woman. Because he comes off as he has this very debonair. It's very easy to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? Enamored by him. And she's getting all of the BBC from him. Like, I could tell listening to him talk that she drinking all of his bathwater. Like, I get it. I had to retract the things that I said and I thought about him. I'm not going to talk about all of the interview. Y'all just going to have to go and listen to it, and I want to hear y'all's opinion. But, yeah, I just have to call y'all and just be like, yeah, it came to me. Yeah. But I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Shanti, my birthday twin, our birthday is coming, and I know I'm excited for my birthday. I just hope y'all had a good holiday. Antoinette, I know your mother's been under the weather, and I just can't wait for y'all's next episode. Okay? Love you. Bye.
Oh, sweet baby. Gang, birthday twin.
Did you listen to that interview? Because I did.
I wasn't able to. I'm sorry. You know it's bad if I can't watch that.
First, don't act like that's your man now. When you've been acting the right, you've been acting the right fool.
Not you getting involved with our stuff, okay? With my processing.
Well, I listened to it. I think what she's saying is he talked about how he was always a peculiar. That's the word he used. I was always a peculiar kid, and you know how that goes. That kind of vibe, and he got in a lot of trouble because he was quote unquote peculiar. And so what I took from that is like, oh, it seemed like he felt there were spaces where he didn't feel like he could be himself. And then he got into acting, into the art world, and he finally did feel that way. Like he could be his peculiar full self. And it was really interesting. His full self feels very, like the way if we were to stereotype a Southern black man, typical like that. Very, like she said, debonair, church-going family, military family, past, in the church, like that whole thing on the farm. Like if it was out of a Ava DuVernay series, he's it, I don't know. I don't care who that man dates at this point. I love the interview. I think he's brilliant. And it could have been that he liked that lady, and that's the only white. Well, no, his daughter is white. Well, that could have been the second one. That could have been the second one.
And it's okay if it is. I'm going to go on here and say I'm not. The way that they edited the thing is where I said I don't support their biracial kids. I'm really not losing my shit over
you
Jonathan
still
Majors.
Think about that?
I'm not losing my shit over. I really am not. He can love whoever he wants to love. Do your
Ashe.
thing, bro.
Ashe, thank you for making a way for Shanti and I to be here. Moving right along. Go ahead, y'all. Shanti this is not a sports cast, as Mandy and Bridget would say, or a sports podcast. I'm high. But Shanti didn't write about sports, y'all. Let's hear her out. I couldn't believe this.
Are we going to do that before the politics?
Did we do politics?
We have not.
Next.
We're on to politics as usual.
Lead up.
Wrong. We fucking up.
Yeah, we didn't even say that we weren't doing a main topic this week or an interview. We just acting like
we're literally not well, and we could not come up with a developed topic to this week. We've been very busy, so we're just rocking out with the pop culture, just, timely topics. We do apologize if this is old. We understand. But to close out the voicemails, if you want to leave a voicemail with us, you can definitely do that. Call 215-948-2780. If you want to see us, Antoinette is hysterically laughing. She's not well. She might be high.
No.
You can catch us on Patreon. That's it. So...
If you want to leave a voicemail, please call 215.
I said that. I just said that, Queen. I just said that. All right. So now we're moving on to politics as usual. Wow, this is disturbing and not funny, Antoinette. Police in San Francisco are considering allowing robots that can use lethal force.
Oh, my God.
These robots are to be used in extreme situations. For example, in 2016, the Dallas Police Department ended a standoff with a gunman suspected of killing 5 officers by blowing him up with a bomb attached to a robot that was believed to be the first lethal use of technology by American law enforcement agencies. So San Francisco wants something similar. They're awaiting approval on December 6th. So by the time this podcast comes out, we will see if this Democrat Mayor London Breed will approve such allowances. It sounds good in theory, especially around lots of mass shootings, hostage situations, things of this nature that feel like they are, emergency situations. But it just feels really, really, again, Black Mirror, like thin line, like this is a bad idea given fucking cops the opportunity. First of all, cops with the brain. Actually, maybe the robots will be less lethal than cops, actually. I don't know.
Wow.
But who knows?
But also
knows?
I don't know.
Who's to decide this extreme situation?
Yeah,
what if it's a move situation where you got a bunch of free ass radical people, Black Panthers that are like, no, we're not. We're standing our grounds. And then you just
blow them up.
Well, they did do that in real life as well. So this is very similar to real life.
Yeah.
This is not so different.
This actually is a change. There's not much change here. No, I think this makes me terrified. Technology, robots, the idea of robots make me terrified in general. So this robot's policing me and possibly being able to kill me really terrifies me. I just also feel like there's too many situations even now where we feel like situations can be de-escalated and folks don't need to die. So now we're providing cops with, or possibly providing law enforcement with tools to more easily kill folks. It's a very guilty until proven innocent approach to that situation. Also, I would be curious to know, like you said, how do we define, this sort of last resort emergency situation? And how do you,
scary.
what are the parameters around knowing that your information is accurate? You know, like what are all of the safeguards here? But, and how do we know that Russia won't tap into them motherfucking robots and kill
Not
us
Russia.
all? Well, they got into our elections. I'm saying it because they fucking smart. They got into our election system both years.
I don't know. I feel like we're living in
Terrifying.
1984. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like all of this shit is just, is this life? This can't be life. It's got to be more. This can't be
Can't
us.
be life.
Now we go on to the sports.
Apologies.
Now, Jerry Jones,
Who's Jerry
the
Jones?
beloved, apparently, or at least legendary owner of the Dallas Cowboys, an image of him at 14 years old in 1957 in North Little Rock High in Arkansas came up, in which he is seen with a bunch of other white children harassing and confronting a group of black kids who are attempting to desegregate the school. During that moment in 1957, the black kids did not succeed. They were shortly pushed back and rejected from the school. But in this image, in this snapshot, you see this nigga Jerry Jones in the back staring. He's not scowling. He's not, he looks like he's just observing what's going on. Nonetheless, he's amongst these other children who were actively confronting, snarling, doing their little white racist shit to these kids that were trying to, you know, do a little
I'm looking at it.
activism. Jerry Dunn responded and said, yeah, you know, I went, even though it was against my football coach's advisement, and I just wanted to see what was going on. I just wanted to see what was happening.
That don't look like that. He's vehemently grimacing at these children.
I don't know. I think that's the wrong one, but I don't know.
That?
Where he at? Is it hot?
This is the picture.
Is it
He's
circled
right
him?
there.
They
Yeah.
circled him? Oh, well, he in the mix. He in the mix looking vehement then. I thought he was the one. I don't know if they know who Jerry Jones is for real, because the picture I saw, he just looking.
Oh, maybe they circled the wrong one. Go ahead.
Jones says, while standing there, he had no intention of badgering any of the black students and was just looking out of curiosity. So, considering all of the racially charged circumstances, provocative things happening now in sports around race, given Kyrie Irving, niggas is wanting the same energy towards Jerry Jones that they were giving all these black athletes that, you know, said what they said around Jewish people and received some heavy backlash, not only from the public, but from a lot of the endorsement deals that they had. And so what's your boy name? I guess LeBron James had like a press hearing or something, and all of the folks.
Wait.
A press hearing? What you call it? A press conference.
I'm obsessed with you.
All of them, you know, everybody was asking him questions, but nobody gave him the same energy about Jerry Jones.
Nobody even asked about it.
Nobody asked about it.
But they asked LeBron about that stuff, Shanti. For context. Anything. Like, it won't have anything to do with sports at all, and they asked him. He's that guy. He's very outspoken when it comes to civil rights.
Well, he made note of that. He made note of that. He said, why haven't any of you guys asked? I don't know the exact
He said
quotes.
he's disappointed. He said, you
Not
know.
him being disappointed.
Yeah, because the way he does it like he's chastising a child to remain like likable. But he was like, I'm really disappointed that the media has not asked me about the Jerry Jones situation. And you ask me about Kyrie every day. You ask me about even Kanye West, but you did not ask me about the situation. And I'm curious as to know why, basically, and then got up and left.
But aren't a lot of the football players saying, like, give him some grace?
No, not a lot of them. A lot of them are saying nothing. Stephen A. Smith other commentators are saying give him some grace. Yeah, I think based off of all of the demands that they made on Kyrie and all the demands, like, I get that it was a long time ago, but it's tricky when somebody's an owner. And the NFL has had enough terrible publicity, and I don't believe this is the first time this photo has been released. It's resurfacing now. But I think Jerry Jones should have to denounce white supremacy and be done with it.
Oh boy.
If that, like,
Y'all
denounce,
are so weird to me.
no, the reason why, and maybe not be done with it, but the reason why I'm saying that is they had a list of demands from Kyrie. Kyrie had to denounce anti-Semitism. Like, the hoops they made him jump through were very real. So let's keep that same energy. And for the record, let's clarify, Jerry, because you sitting here and telling us that, oh, I just showed up to see what was happening, but then I was like, nah. Like, what? Then if that's the case, then denounce it. He should be able to hear those demands. And I think LeBron is absolutely right. The media didn't touch it. It's funny because I watched some of these sports shows and I don't think my favorite one discussed it. And I was waiting for that. Like, it seems.
How do we take this shit seriously? Like, I don't take any of it seriously now. I really don't.
What are you talking about?
What is this right or first the accusations around these things and the oh no he didn't, I can't believe he said that, and then this stance of what's right and what's wrong. It's just arbitrary. It's all about who has the power to, like, have the foot on somebody else's neck. It becomes like right and wrong doesn't even exist for real, because it depends on who's on the other end. It's nonsense. It's laughable. Are you fucking kidding me? It makes no sense. And why people play this game of, like, you should denounce it. Like, what?
Because people want them to have that same energy for the other stuff too. They feel like, okay, if accountability is really a thing.
It's not.
But that's what you're saying. But that doesn't mean that people aren't going to still want it to be. And I can understand that. In this moment, I feel like you are approaching this from an awakened place. And when you're just kind of like, all of this shit is just about who has more power over who. None of these parties are really going to change. But even the culture of public, like, outrage and shaming and, like, care. Most importantly, public
care.
Outrage, I'm not mad at. Public outrage gets us places and gets things changed. Nothing does.
So. I guess
how else
so.
is there change in the world?
I don't know if these days it does. I don't know if that it really these days, these past 20 years. I don't know. Are we really mad? I don't know. We're mad about shit like this, but I don't know if the people are really, like, fucking shit up. I don't know. It just seems so stupid. It seems so weird. It's just weird. The whole Balenciaga thing. Are you fucking kidding me?
I have an issue with that. You don't have an issue with that?
I do, but the weird shaming, how they talk about it, like they dropped Kanye West for the anti-Semitism shit. Kim Kardashian still, like, giving them a lot of grace. Like, what? That is so weird. And also, all of the conspiracies.
Explain that outside of weird.
It feels like a flaccid penis. There's no real energy behind it. There's no consequence to it, for real. There's just like, oh, people are responding with their TikToks. People are diving deep into the meaning, how it was so collaborative.
I don't know where you're
What's
going with this.
corroborated mean? That don't sound right. That sound like Carrabba's. Carrabba's chicken. Carrabba's?
I think
It
corroborated
seems
is
like
when
it
you
was
corroborate
so
someone's
collaborative.
story.
Like it was a woven, tightly knit, like
But what is the
subversive
it
attempt.
you're talking about Balenciaga?
Yeah, the whole campaign that they had, the people that they chose to be the photographer, the creative
Yeah.
director, the
So
references.
what are you saying about that? Are you saying but it's
I don't understand why people aren't like, what is going on? Why would you do that?
they are though.
Really? I don't
That's
see
all
that
I
happening.
see. I don't see anybody saying, "Oh,
On
Balenciaga's."
mainstream, I guess it's the Republicans are going the fuck off about it because
No,
they're trying
not just
to
the
prove their point.
Republicans. Other people have spoken out, and even Kim, with her Balenciaga
Girl.
statement, she's saying she's deeply troubled. Like nobody's. I haven't heard anyone
Cut
just say,
it
"Oh,
off.
it's not a."
Cut it off.
Let me finish.
It's-
I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh, it's not a big deal at all." But you are absolutely right in like apparently she halted her latest campaign and it seemingly doesn't know if she's going to move forward with them. But it's also like if you do move forward with them and offer them that kind of grace, where was the grace? Like again, it's that
Where's
keep that
the
same
fashion
energy.
industry saying like you can't run this show? You can't like where is the the anvil that they have for everybody else of like you're dead to me. You did this thing, and with them it's like it's like that's fucked up. But
Well, I think it's also
period.
showing the power dynamics of when you own a company versus when you're somebody who has your clothes sold by that company.
But there's
all- and
fashion
they're all in
shows.
I
There's
understand
food
that.
shows that they're a part of. There's
It's their
there's
show.
people that but they're a part of like a fashion world that supports it. The production people's like, I'm not going to work with you anymore. I'm not, you can't have it in this venue. We're not fucking with you. That was
I hear you.
wildly strange.
I hear you. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's so much harder to take down these companies than one person. But these companies protect their dollars and they band together and they're not. I don't hear Vogue condemning them. I don't hear what's Anna Wintour saying.
Nobody's saying anything about
This
that.
is out. This is under the. But it's also kind of
And that's
scary because that could.
Go ahead.
It's also kind of scary because that's also part of the culture. They sexualize children. They sexualize young people. It's
I
like
feel
you
like that's
condemn that, but my fucking pot calling the kettle black. I might not have had
weird.
the pedophilia papers on the table, but I know photographers that abuse children and I know of young girls and young boys being drugged on set. I know of these other ads
And
where
then the fact
what was the
that
guy
they
who did
glorified it and made a thing about it is so it's monstrously like what?
What do you mean? Who glorified it and made it a thing? What do you? I wanna make sure.
Balenciaga, the fact
yeah.
that they had those papers there citing a grandfather that raped his daughter, the court like that's so dark. It's not just like, oh, that's
No,
like,
it's dark.
That's wrong. That's fucked up. It's beyond belief.
Completely
fucked
agree.
Up to me.
Completely agree.
It's egregious. It's like, oh, there's no space for grace with that kind of shit. Like, you're talking about rape, child pornography.
I feel sorry for the kid that was on set.
But I don't understand why there's any space. I just don't get you. Talk about the most egregious acts of humanity, and they're like, I'm going to consider it. Why would they do such a thing? It's like, no, you fucking.
But Shanti, we talked last week about the World Cup, the most egregious acts of humanity. You have migrant workers dying every 2 days, and we're all at the World Cup.
And that's the part that people should be alarmed about. I said it. That's fucked up. It's crazy. We're fucked up. So these plays of like what's right and what's wrong, and like slap on the hand and like. He needs to denounce it. Like, what are you even talking
the people
about?
in power.
Shut up. Why are you playing this game of morality and like penance and like
because I think that Jerry Jones stands as one of the people in that position of power. Putting that kind of he's an owner. He's one of the people that those owners get together and they said, don't take Cap back. Nobody, we're all in this together. Nobody bring him back. He represents the Balenciaga. He represents the Gucci. He represents the Adidas. Like, he represents these companies that do these outrageous things. So now they're looking back up at him like, we want you to denounce X. And I understand that. I think it's performative, but if it does something for them, I can understand the
what
human
does it
want.
do for that? I don't understand what it does.
I can understand the human nature behind. If you're going to make Kyrie do it, then you should fucking do it, master. Just that notion of it. You see what I'm saying?
I do, but it sounds like, again, you said the perfect word. It's all performative. We're all just performing things. That's all we do is just perform. I don't know what we're performing here. I don't know what we're doing. We're performing something. I don't know, but God help us. Anyway, where are we?
Nia Long.
Nia Long.
You're too high up, Shanti.
Nia Long, in her true Scorpio fashion, alluded that she wished the leak of her husband's infidelity had been kept private. She said, I think the most heartbreaking thing about all of this was seeing my son's face when the Boston Celtics organization decided to make a very private situation public. She said they need to keep their fucking name out
keep my name out their mouth.
Yeah.
You get there.
I don't know. I feel like if you were wronged by a spouse or a lover, do you feel like they should have public shame, or you like
that's not what happened here though? Like, if he would have just cheated with some random woman from the bar when an evening where the Celtics were playing, sure. But they had to validate why he was no longer going to be a coach for the organization. And that was it was a direct result, rather, of him having the affair with a subordinate female staffer in the age of Me Too.
Nia said, you shouldn't have said nothing. I don't care.
I heard her say that, but you also have to understand, when you accept certain positions and certain jobs, that's not realistic. There's no way they would have been able to fire him and not tell the media why. The Boston Celtics were in the finals last year. He was probably going to be coach of the year. No, because there's no way to justify it. Then they would have said the Boston Celtics are racist. Ime Udoka got that team to the finals, and now he's just being fired because of racist-ass Boston.
So he's been fired.
He's been suspended for the year with no... They're not going to hire him back. It's not happening. No. You have to understand the optics on that. He made it to the final. He was going to win Coach of the Year. It was his first year as a head coach there, and got the team where he got them. There's no other way to fire him.
Terrible adulterous things. That's what isn't that the culture of the sports team? That's the first nigga to sleep with somebody in the team, staff, and the organization. That's the first time that ever happened?
No, of course not. But with these new rules, also he's the head coach. He's not the water boy. He's the power player.
Nia doesn't like it. But
Nia's
I guess the bigger question is, or the more specific question, in reference, but not directly.
Okay.
Yeah. Referencing this situation. For you, if you are wronged by a spouse or a lover, are you airing that nigga out and shame? Or do you prefer it to be private? Did you dirty now?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I wouldn't want everything that happened to me be out there like that either. You know what? It's interesting because I have been done dirty quite a bit. And I will say the hardest part is when the person doesn't take accountability for that and own that. Like if they're still lying, if they're still denying, like, sir, I saw you with my eyes. And they're on some, that wasn't me, you tripping, and still trying to gaslight you. A different kind of anger builds up then. Because then you're like, oh, you really don't respect me. And you're trying to make me seem like I'm crazy. And I'm going to actually go crazy. If you want that energy, I got it for you. No, I'm serious, because it's like, wait, what? Like, I've literally had people tell me I'm looking at the evidence and them saying, nah, that wasn't it. That's not what happened. What are you saying? Like, what? And then, later on, like, we can laugh about it and be like, that was really, like, you didn't respect me. You didn't respect your fucking self. Yeah, like, what are you doing? So that's different. When you wake up out of being gaslit and you realize you burned and the person has aloe vera to help soothe you and they won't give you that, it's a different kind of energy that comes from that. But in general, no, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get back with him. I can't be telling everybody on the internet. 9 times out of 10, we going to work it out.
That's my strategy too, girl. Not keep it on the low. Only when I know it's over am I going to tell. Otherwise.
Only when I know. You could have, we could break up 15 times and be like, he's good. Nope. Fuck out of here. You probably don't even know I'm in it. I'm telling you, I'm different now. You won't know that I'm in. As I play around with these young men.
Play around.
And let them call me and shit. And I'm calling them young men because they're all children. I got to tell you what one of them just said to me. That I had to look at that phone and was like, it was so irritating. I know he don't listen to this podcast. And if he does.
You know who you are.
No, that's telling my business. But I gotta tell you, let's just say that I didn't hear from this person for like 2 days, and they told me that they accidentally left their phone at home.
At home?
I said, why would you need to tell? Why would you?
Wait. They left their phone at home?
Yeah, they said that they were somewhere else. And Shanti, let me tell you what.
Girl.
But that's the kind of thing that, like, that's not my business. That's just silly and a hilarious story. What is happening in my world? Like, I can't go back to you after you just said that. Like, I can't answer your phone calls. You ruined it. That's a shame.
Dickhead. Damn.
But anyway, would you?
That's similar. You know me. I'm quiet over here.
When do you want to publicly shame somebody? If ever. Come on.
If they did some really heinous, and then you're right, there's something about them being
heinous.
If you say bananas. Apples.
You using the wrong ones. What's the ones they be tomato? He said apples. Apples. You are. That was so dumb. And you looked at me like help before you said it the second time. Apples.
Oh my God.
I love you so much.
Jesus.
Deep. It's deep.
Girl,
deep.
I don't know. That is funny.
So we don't know.
What's
when
next?
Somebody does something heinous, that's where you were.
I probably would.
That was it.
I probably would do that. Weird out. But like on the podcast, like, you know what this nigga did, y'all? I was witnessing.
That's too much.
Then he did it.
No, that is way too much. Not today. Because you listen. You be
is.
No.
He would have to really do some fucked up shit.
I'm honestly surprised that you even post and said your man's name. I really am.
What?
That you post Rashid and that you say his name on this podcast. I'm shocked by that.
It's out of lack of real discretion because I can't stop myself. I'll just be like, damn. Remember we started with the artsy ball. I let it leak one time and it's over. He's probably upset about that. I should have asked him. I think I have. He's like, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to my ghostwriter.
Oh, shout out to him.
WR.
Do you want this final thing?
I want to hear what he has to say.
Okay. Well. Hold, please.
If you look at biology, I mean, it's your body. Like, you're getting pleasure from something that's happening in your body. So with anybody else, I mean, you could be like, hey, if two lesbians use a strap-on, then that must mean that they secretly want to be with a dude. You can't necessarily say that. It's how you feel. But anatomy-wise, all you're doing is creating a pleasure for that person that's already exists in their body. You're just stimulating it. So if it's something that's inside my body, it's being stimulated, doesn't necessarily mean that I want to be with a dude. It's just I'm enjoying pleasure. The majority of people who experience that may be bisexual or gay, so people tie them all together, but it's not necessarily the case, in my opinion.
So that was a clip from a man explaining why it is not gay for men to enjoy anal sex. And this is not a sex podcast, believe it or not today. But I thought that this was important because I think the whole stereotype around men and anal sex is wildly fucked up, or just anal pleasure. It's not even anal sex. It's just their anuses in general, where, the pause, don't touch me here. Some men get nervous if you slap their ass. It's all like deeply rooted in homophobia.
Talk about it.
Obviously. And as somebody who I don't like the anus on anybody, I don't care who you are. I don't even want you near my anus because of the poop. Not anything. Not anything.
Not that hard pee. Don't bring out that hard pee with it.
My bad.
Because of the poop.
No. I'm really trying to be serious. That's really my issue. I think it's because that I'm going to be vulnerable. I have IBS. I struggle. So it's like, wait, that is just something. That's just something that I don't trust. I would just. It's not a cleanliness thing. It's literally the canal. Wait, I'm concerned, and I can't get over that. But I go back to, like, I don't want people to think that my issue with it is rooted in homophobia, because I couldn't agree with this man more. I know that there are definitely points of pleasure within the anus. Got it. But, like, I don't know how we get out of this whole thing with black men and really their pleasure at all.
Men.
Oh yeah, men. Their pleasure at all. It's like, if they're too pleasured, then they're gay. If they're moaning, then they're gay. If certain positions make them gay. And it's like, what?
Sucks being a black man a little bit. Damn.
It sucks being it's so limiting. And I'm so happy. And I thought it was really telling that in this clip, they blurred out his face as if he was running, a pariah, but also like in witness protection.
Child.
Running away from some...
Yes, witness, that's better, not pariah. That was it. I take that back. Witness protection.
The fact that we have to do that, and I understand why he would want to, but I thought he explained it beautifully too. He's like, it's my body. Yep. What do you mean? And you're here with me.
Mm-hmm. It's a stimulus to my body, to a pleasure point. What you gonna do?
Right.
It's just biology at this point.
I don't know.
Not to equate. I'm not even gonna say that. Never mind.
I was gonna say that I know many straight women who will not date straight men. They will date bisexual men only.
Why? Because they've freed up.
Because there is a level of I think what they have said is there's a level of emotional maturity.
Yeah.
That
Awareness.
there's awareness,
Word.
a level of what is it? Tolerance. They're more like, they tend to be more kinds of like explorers, just ready to live life. They're just open in a way. You like to say, what do you say? Cracked open in a way that you're not trying to get your hands around that wall. And they're just like, I will never date a straight man ever again.
What?
I know 3 women.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
Girl,
and
I find you a bisexual man. Stop fucking playing with these niggas.
I wouldn't put it past me. They don't want me either.
Girl, stop.
I hate it. But I don't know, something for us to think about.
Love that. I love that you shared that. Go ahead.
I want to know your opinion. Like, you haven't said much. Like, what do you think?
No,
like,
I agree with him wholeheartedly. Okay. I think it doesn't necessarily girl, we talked about it with the dick sucking, remember?
Oh yeah, you did say that. That it was beautiful.
Might not be gay. They might not be gay. I feel like but it gets tricky though. Cause like being stimulated and being attracted, like if you only want anal sex from a man, because a woman could give you anal sex. No,
that's not what he said.
Too.
That's not what he said. That's what he's saying. He's saying with a woman.
Yeah. No, that ain't gay. I love it. Would now.
Now, but would you do it?
No.
See, that's
it's not rooted in homophobia. It's rooted in.
Is it really not? Like, that's what I had to sit with myself with. Like, well, you don't want it for you, but would you be open to your partner, even though you think this is great? Would you help your partner in that way? And that's where you have to sit in, like,
maybe it could be fun. It could be fun. It could be fun. It would be scary to me because it's also just a role of assertive, of control that I've never had to like do that in a particular kind of way, like enter into a man's body in a kind of way.
But it doesn't even have to be like a strap on. It could just be a toy or your finger or like.
I'm not mad at it. That would be interesting to say to start. Would it be pleasurable for me? It would be pleasurable to me to see that. I would be so curious to see his pleasure. Like, oh, you love this shit. Like, all right. And then that becomes a turn on.
I think that's what I'm sitting with of is it because of my serious like issues around like
it also is a poop thing. I don't have a weird
right. I have a weird relationship with that. So, and I'm really not trying to be funny or crass. I really do. And so I sat down with myself and thought about it, because when I first thought about me pleasuring a man, in that way, I recoiled and I caught that and was like, ooh, what's that about though?
Hand thing I wouldn't want to do, or I would feel it would take me a minute. It's not because of homophobia.
I don't think so either.
To you, it's because of my thought in that is not, oh, my man, he's gay.
No,
it's not my thought. It's just like,
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Interesting.
We
something
corny.
to
We dry and corny.
Who else?
That's what. Yeah.
I know. I think it's something for all of us to ask ourselves, what limitations the women on this podcast, what limitations do we put on men sexually? It was just a really interesting clip that I saw today.
That was a great one. I'm
proud of that clip, proud of that man. So, all right, well.
We did it. It's done.
It is written. All right. Okay.
See you next week.
See you next week. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Ooh, 104. Wow, that was good too.
I feel like I was high and kept hitting this mic. That poor boy who's
Man.
boy, that grown ass man that's gonna do this. We gotta get better at taking these timestamps, Sheila. Gotta get better. Fucking up. All right, before you do anything, can you please send me the files? All 3 of them, the ad and the 2 episodes. I need them tonight because I have to put them in the thing for him. Por favor. I think the name of that episode is going to be I don't know what we're performing. What's the name of the first episode? What music? Help me. I have to give this to him.
Salt song on the first one.
Salt? Salt.
Song from Salt.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite one? I got a favorite.
I don't know.
Really?
If you look at
Anytime I play anything, that lady starts stomping her feet. I gotta walk up there and be like, yo.
She just stomped her foot?
She bent the whole time I play anything from the speaker. She starts going crazy. What was I looking for? So, it's like, and like hard. Like, it sounds like she's picking up weights and dropping them like it's gonna come through the floor.
What's up for her? You know who it is?
Mm-mm. You tripping. What's the name of the first episode?
What were we talking about?
Safe within your hand? No. Oh yeah, that's it. What we gonna say? What did you say about Kim in the beginning? It's changed your life? No. The micro edibles changing lives. Edibles changing lives. Is it micro edibles or edibles? Change
Did an
through
edible
edibles?
change my life? She said polygamy.
What did I? Is that what I said? It had just hit. Because it didn't hit, and I was like, oh, I don't think it worked. I don't think her gummies do anything, and I took more like a dummy. I started to come down at the end. Yeah, I made a mistake. I don't remember them being in that bag, though, Shanti.
They weren't in this bag. I put them in another bag. Remember, we were in my studio when I opened the bag up, and I poured you some from here. You're out here trying to disparage my name, my good reputation. What am I
sending them files?
Oh, Lord. Oh,
we didn't play Claire Daly, right?
No.
Save her. She's so...
Who's Claire Daly? She's from Scotland, Ireland? Should I know who that is?
I thought it was Holland. I might have
Holland?
made that up. Let me see. She be talking that good talk. I'll send you another one. He said I left my phone home.
Wait a minute, girl. Talk to me about this now.
I can't. I said, what? It ain't nothing to talk about. I literally saw that. Well, he actually said it, which made me, I think, more mad that he sent me a voice note and said that. I was like, and I text, I said, I'm on a call. I'll call you back. I'll hit you later. And I never. I was on a call though. But why would he say that?
It's showing up.
Huh?
It's doing what you do. The thing's not showing up on my screen. Hold on, I gotta pee. I have a bladder full of